Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions on everything pop culture. I'll be your host today, Adrian, and joining me as always is...
I'm Corey, and smoking marijuana, eating Cheetos, and masturbating do constitute as plans in my book.
Yeah? Jesus, how the hell do you spell street wrong? S-T-R-E-A-T. I'm Mike.
Yo, I'm out here fat stacking Benjis. I can't be all about spelling and shit. That wasn't my script, but I had to finish that.
That line cracked me up. I'm like, he spells it wrong.
Yeah, so listen, Corey and Mike both asked if they could host this episode since I did season 1, and I just had to tell them, stay out of my territory.
How's the Breaking Bad song go?
You wasn't a Force Ghost, right? Shut up. There's not much of a song, really.
Right. All right, so if for whatever reason you skipped over our first episode, which would be really weird, this is part 2 of our 5 or 6 part Breaking Bad series.
We haven't decided.
We haven't decided if we're breaking up 5 into 5A or 5B.
God, are we going to say break a bunch of times again?
No.
Let's not go down the rabbit hole I'm about to break.
I was going to make that joke, but then I decided against it.
Wow, Mike, way to break routine. Adrian, what were you saying?
So what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So this is part 2 of our 5 or 6 part Breaking Bad series talk. If you haven't seen our first episode or you didn't see our general TV episode, just a fair warning, there's not going to be many criticisms. We all absolutely love this show. So it's nothing but good things here.
I have one complaint.
What do you got?
Nobody has seen these episodes. They've listened to them, maybe.
No, I mean, oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right. I'm like, no, I mean episodes of Breaking Bad, but I see what you're saying.
This coming from the YouTube guy.
Yeah. Well, people see my stuff. They don't listen to it.
They definitely don't listen to
it. Damn, coming from my own brother. Damn.
Got him.
And also, Doug couldn't join us because he got busted selling a tenth of meth to DJ Qualls.
What idiot would believe he's a cop?
The only thing I ever remember that guy from is was that movie he was in, New Guy?
New Guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he goes to the new school.
I thought he was really good and legit.
Oh, what was that other? Was he in? He was in Road Trip, right?
He was in one of those like buddy college movies.
Yeah, it wasn't Euro Trip. It was Road Trip because he's at that one party and he hooks up with that chick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I feel like DJ Qualls is what like I think people wanted him to be before like Michael Cera and Jesse Eisenberg and Jay Baruchel were, like that awkward guy, but he just. I don't know if he sold tickets like they do.
He's not as good of an actor.
Yeah, nothing against the guy. I don't know why we're shitting on DJ Qualls.
It really kind of comes down to DJ Qualls isn't really a phenomenal actor. Like Jesse Eisenberg's really good. Michael Cera's good at what he does.
Well, Michael Cera's a douche.
And Jay Baruchel has that like charm. But DJ Qualls is literally just awkward.
But none of them were in Breaking Bad, so fuck them.
Yeah, we're not talking about them. DJ Qualls was, and he's awesome in Breaking Bad.
And we will definitely get to that episode, which is one of the best of the season.
There's a lot of good moments in this season.
Adrian, can you enlighten us? Name all the episodes right now.
Oh, fuck. Okay, 737. Wait. I'm off to a rough start, boys.
I thought this was a softball.
737, Grilled, Bit by a Dead Bee, Down, Breakage, Negro Yuzol? No, Peekaboo. Peekaboo 6, Negro Yuzol, Better Call Saul, 9, 10 is Over, 12 is Phoenix, 13 is ABQ. I'm having trouble with 9 and 11 right now.
I could tell you what 9 is right now, but that's only because I'm looking at a list.
Oh, no. 9 is 4 Days Out. I love fucking 4 Days Out. And 11 is, fuck, it's the one I can't come up with.
It's an effect.
Mandela.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yes. That is every episode. Thank you guys for the assist on episode 11. I'm sorry I disappointed the fans.
Adrian, you're editing this. Just say them all again. And
Oh yeah, well it's easy. Episode 1. So I guess let's just jump right in. The beginning of this season, I think where we left off, what the fuck happened? Tuco beat the hell out of one of his guys.
and that's how the damn season starts.
That's how the season. Yeah, they make you rewatch that horrific event.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty intense.
It is. And right out of the gate, I'm sure you guys know this. A lot of our listeners probably don't. But the reason that season 1 ended so abruptly, I think we touched on this. The reason season 1 ended so abruptly is obviously because of that writer strike that shortened the season.
That writer's strike ruined so many good shows.
So many. But that is the reason that, so episodes 1 and 2 of this season, which are 737 and Grilled, were actually meant to be the end of season 1. So that complete arc was supposed to be Tuco dying.
That actually makes total sense.
That was an Adrian fun fact without the hoopla.
Without the hoopla.
We don't do the hoopla anymore.
Now we're pros now. We're over that.
Damn it, we did it.
Son of a bitch.
I knew it would suck us in.
Every time we get out, they keep pulling us back in.
Pull us back in.
Did you hear me, Tone?
Rest in peace, Tony Sirica. Even though he's not the one that makes that joke in Sopranos, but still, rest in peace, Paulie. Yeah, so this season starts with Tuco kidnapping Jesse and Walt and taking them out to his house in the middle of the desert, where we meet a very big character in this show.
Oh my god.
Tio.
Fuck Hector.
Ding, 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 ding.
He calls him Tio in season 2.
I don't care what he calls him.
What did you do to my Tio?
Hank calls him Hector Salamanca, doesn't he? He's called Hector in the second season.
Yeah, because that isn't Tio mean like uncle?
I don't fucking know.
Tio's aunt and Tio's uncle.
I took German in high school.
Okay, Mike, how do you say uncle in German?
They do.
Scheiße.
We have German listeners, Mike. Don't fuck it up.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Pretty sure I said fuck you in German.
You punto.
Whoa.
So yeah, I mean, I think the season starts off on a really fucking high note, high adrenaline, like right from the beginning. But one thing I have to ask you guys, because it's literally the first scene of the first episode, what were your thoughts on the black and white cold opens we got through the season?
I fucking love the foreshadowing.
Dude, I was so lost.
It does slightly feel like filler for episodes they didn't have an open for, but it also was brilliant how it all came around, even though that's technically not even shown in the show. So all that stuff they show is literally just the black and white version of it.
Yeah.
They don't even really ever show that happening. It was brilliant, though, that you think, like, because the body's laying around, all the stuff in the pool, you're supposed to think that something big would happen at Walter's house.
But you kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but...
Never in the way that you would have guessed.
No.
Like the Beatles, it eventually all came together.
That's right.
But if you pay attention to a lot of the titles in the season, you would have seen it coming.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's...
What is it, 747 down over Phoenix or something like that?
737 down over ABQ.
Down over ABQ.
Yeah, Phoenix is episode 12, and then ABQ is
right.
episode 13. Yeah, so I only ask what you guys thought about that, because this is like really the only time they tried something like that through the show.
Yeah.
They did have, at the beginning of season 5, like you see Walt in that diner with hair and a beard, and you're wondering what the hell's going on. So they did it one more time.
And he's making a 52 with his bacon, and it's only... The last we left him, it was only a couple weeks after his 51st
birthday.
But in season 5, I think that they executed it a lot better. Like you knew, you weren't confused. For season 2, I will say like that whole confusing aspect of it actually was kind of clever, because it kept making you like, because it kept happening. One time you're just kind of like, okay, what the fuck was that? But the fact that it kept happening, you kept wondering, you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, because like what Breaking Bad did so well leading into season 2 is whenever they had a random cold open, it always had a payoff.
Yeah.
So like when you see this pink bear in the pool and nothing happens at the end of that episode, you're like, what the hell was that? What was that bear?
Yeah, you're stuck on that. You are 100% stuck on that.
I like that he even finds the eyeball in the cleaning trap later down the road.
I'm sure Adrian noticed this, but I don't know if maybe Corey did. I'm pretty sure on her wall, Jane has a painting of that bear on the wall.
Yeah, she does.
I never knew. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because she has like that whole painted mural in the back of like the rainbow and stuff. At the top right is that pink bear.
Is it the burned up version?
No, it's the,
No.
it's the normal version.
I was only asking because if she had seen pictures in the newspaper, maybe that's why she painted it.
Well, that was after the plane crash.
That actually happens after she ODs because her dad's the pilot. That's why he crashes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Well, he's not the pilot. He's the air traffic control.
Right.
Never mind. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, so she would have been dead. So if she painted that, damn, she's good.
I mean,
That's impressive.
Maybe she came back as Jessica Jones.
she's Jessica Jones. Yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Which is funny
I didn't
because in
realize
that episode where her and Jesse are talking about all his superheroes he made, he's like, yeah, like you've never wanted a superpower. And then she became Jessica Jones. See, Breaking Bad is so good at foreshadowing that they called her being Jessica Jones.
Man, that's impressive, Vince Gilligan.
it's real impressive considering Disney doesn't give any information to anybody.
Unless you're Vince Gilligan.
He knows all.
But a lot of people also say that foreshadowing even goes as far as Gus with like the half burnt face. Like
I think that might be a bit of a reach.
that could be a reach. I don't know. Maybe they had it planned that far.
Or did Vince Gilligan decide to do that to Gus because of the bear?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that they had planned it that far. I mean, even if they did, I really don't think that was the intention. I feel like people,
but he very easily could have done that later to Gus to make fans do this exact thing.
Well, yeah, I could
He's
see
brilliant.
that. But that's the kind of the thing. Like things that have such a huge following with like a big fan base is they start grasping at straws and trying to connect every little thing.
Of course.
Sometimes it really means nothing.
Right.
No, I'm not saying now. Breaking Bad, every single thing that is shown means something, but trying to say that bear was foreshadowing what happens to Gus, I feel like that's a reach.
Yeah, I think the bear was more so like you already pointed out, like the painting on her wall. You saw the bear up there. It's really blink and you miss it kind of thing.
Oh yeah, it is. I didn't see it my first watch through.
There's probably shit all through that show that people still didn't see that Vince Gilligan's like, hee 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 hee.
Oh yeah,
There's probably shit still.
I would guarantee that. Yeah.
That's what Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould are so good at.
There's actually there's an Easter egg that James Gunn put in the first Guardians of the Galaxy that fans have still not found, and he said he's never going to tell anybody till it's found. There's still something out there that people have been scouring that movie.
I was gonna say, now that he said that, there's like some.
Oh, since that movie came out, there's been people going frame by frame trying to figure it out, and nobody's figured it out yet. So he's either lying just so people keep watching his movies, and that's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Or he does have an Easter egg in there, and that's also brilliant.
I wonder if he put any Easter eggs in the better Suicide Squad.
Is that what it was called? That was the full title.
That's my full title for it?
Oh, you mean the
James Gunn version.
The Suicide Squad.
The better Suicide Squad.
by James Gunn.
If you look it up on IMDb, it should say Better Suicide Squad.
Better Call Suicide Squad.
The only difference between the two names literally is the first one was just Suicide Squad. The second one was The Suicide Squad.
Oh,
That's
they pulled a Fast and Furious kind of crap with it. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Let's not start talking about that. You guys already have a full episode on another.
That's right.
And I had to delete Fast and Furious talk from our Resident Evil episode. I swear we don't like Fast and Furious people. Well, I don't know how Corey might feel about it. But
I kind of do, but only because
I like Tokyo Drift.
God damn it, you really do too.
I do.
I like the first one.
Walter is all about family. So
Walter is all about family.
I mean, everything Walter does, all 5 seasons is for
all
family.
5 seasons. It's all for his family.
How are you gonna lie like that?
Why Heisenberg doesn't do everything for his family, but Walter.
Oh
does.
God, here we go.
Split personality.
We'll get to that debate another episode.
You know what? That does actually. All right. So I think this season we get to see the first true dark decision that Walt makes.
Yeah, I think this season is the first time that like Walt or Heisenberg actively chooses like the evil road.
I mean, he could have saved Jane from dying, and he purposely let her die.
He went to, and then he stopped.
He may not have killed her,
and even though he kind of cried through it happening, he still let it happen.
He killed her.
Not. He didn't.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
She killed herself by ODing, but
she contributed to her death by being an addict. But he killed her because he could have helped. You are culpable in any situation you don't help.
And he rolled her over.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Nope, I agree.
Yeah, he actively killed her because he rolled her over, like, by shaking Jesse.
That's also true. She wasn't rolled over till he touched
The
Jesse.
original plan for that was, it's not even in my notes, I just know this because I fucking love the show, but the original plan was for Walt literally to, like, move her on her back so she would choke, like, hoping she would choke, but they said that was too dark.
That Walt wasn't that dark yet.
Exactly. It would have been
that's
too much of a transformation. Yeah. That's a season 5 Walt.
But you know what? Her death was amazing because we got the following episode, the best character in the entire show.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's one reason I was hoping, I forgot about that. I was hoping Doug would be on this episode so he can say why he doesn't like Mike or if he was just trolling us.
Well, he's got 3 more episodes to say why he doesn't like Mike.
Yeah, there will be plenty
He's
of
in
Mike.
the rest of the series.
This is the least we see Mike.
You guys keep saying like Mike. That was a movie.
You want to talk about a classic movie?
Oh, with Little Bow Wow.
That has Little Bow Wow in it. And Little Bow Wow was also in Tokyo Drift. Let's talk about Tokyo Drift.
Sports movies go Remember the Titans, Rocky, like
Tokyo
Mike.
Drift. Oh,
And then Tokyo Drift.
Like Mike. Like Mike, too.
Yeah, of course. Is that a thing?
Yes.
yeah.
It was a straight to DVD movie, I think.
As it should have been.
So speaking of this, or season 2 being a little too early for, like, to go that dark tonally.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things here. One thing we already talked about. Jesse, of course, they had a plan to kill Jesse off from Tuco. But they also, Corey, it's funny because we just talked about Conan yesterday. I don't know if you remember when the Breaking Bad did like a panel 10 years later on Conan.
Oh, yeah.
And Vince Gilligan actually admitted that he had a storyline to maybe kill Walt Jr. from Tuco.
I mean...
Oh, wow.
Which would have been a much darker show.
There was no way to spiral Walt back to doing this for family if that had happened. It would have been way too unbelievable he was still doing this for his family.
And that's why Vince Gilligan had a writing team, because they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're going to kill his kid in season 1?
I think that would have been a mistake.
This is season 2?
Well, no, it would have been season 1, like before the writer's strike.
Okay,
the original plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Vince Gilligan, I mean, he had both of these ideas, and the Jesse one fully would have happened if it wasn't for the writer's strike. Walt Jr. never would have happened. That was an early idea he pitched, and they're like, no, we're not doing that.
See, if I didn't love Jesse as much as I do now, Aaron Paul, I would have said that would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
But Vince Gilligan made a great decision to keep him because he's fucking amazing.
Well, Vince Gilligan was obsessed with killing off a main character in the season 1.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen for, I think, ways that helped the show ultimately. But he thought about killing Hank in season 1. He thought about killing Jesse. He thought about killing Walt Jr. Like, he wanted somebody major to die.
I'm telling you, out of all of those, Walt Jr. probably would have been the least impactful.
Wow.
Like, if you think about how the story has progressed through those 5 seasons.
Mike, why do you have to be such a bitch?
Can you imagine if Hank would have died in season 1? We would have never got so many good scenes.
But if Walt died, but if Walt Jr. died, there wouldn't have been any breakfast.
He doesn't have great scenes.
What if they would have killed Walt?
Wait, hold on. I do love his one scene where he tells his dad to stop being a bitch.
No, he tells his mom that.
Mom.
Or no, he tells his dad that he's a pussy.
He says he's pussy.
That's what it is. Yeah, I do like that
He calls
scene.
his mom a bitch.
Come to think of it, Walt Jr.'s a badass.
That was after Walt comes back.
Dad, you're a
around with his
pussy.
dad.
Mom, you're a bitch.
He was no longer Walt Jr. He was
What a badass.
was it Flynn?
Flynn.
Flynn.
I'm going to drive my new fucking Dodge Charger,
So
bitches.
you know what? Technically, he did kill Walt Jr.
Oh, because he became Flynn?
Yeah. Come on.
God damn it.
Jesus.
I hate you.
But not in the first season. So
It's like second season. After
No,
isn't
I think
that
he becomes-
after?
I think he becomes Flynn in the third season, right?
I thought he became Flynn after his dad had that whole bout with the confusion, like he had
The fugue state. It
Oh,
was
is it?
because
Okay.
that's when people were writing like the posters at school, like missing,
Yeah.
and people put my pants.
Yeah, that fucking. I want to talk about that scene actually.
Yeah.
Now that you bring it up, the scene when he's in the car with Walt Jr. and he's saying, "We could find out who did it. And we could take them out to the desert and bury them up to their waist and put
Fire ants,
killer ants all over them." And he goes, "Scorpions." He goes, "Yeah, scorpions are good."
Scorpions are good.
Like he was like trying to talk his kid into killing these kids.
How nice a father and son, but bonding over torture.
It was very bonding. It was a
bonding
very
moment.
beautiful bonding moment. Whoever said the show wasn't about
Can we pause
family.
this real quick so I can go ask my son if he wants to kill somebody with me?
If that doesn't bring you together, I don't know what will.
And we're back, and Corey's doing 25 to life for murder.
It's just me and Adrian now.
We're back from our pause.
It's okay. They're letting me record from inside the jail cell.
Corey's gonna drop an album like every fucking rapper in jail does.
Hold on. Let me kneel down and look at the camera all angry.
Mean Muggus.
That's
Me
right.
mugging. Oh god, we just said that.
Damn it. Now I'm going to have to get a tattoo under my eye.
Make it a teardrop.
That was the joke. That was the joke, Tim.
Nobody moves Crystal in the South Valley but me, bitch. Just remember, Corey, if you see anyone in prison that says that, stay away from that guy.
But this show taught me I should be friends with those people.
I hear he likes chili powder.
Chili P.
He hates chili powder. Oh god, that scene infuriated me when Jesse just kept talking. It's like, Jesse, you made the fucking sale. Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Like Walt's literally side-eyeing him like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. It's killer. Seriously, yo.
Early Jesse was a major idiot.
Yes, he was. Yeah, Jesse and the, especially we'll talk about 4 days out, like those back-to-back-to-back terrible decisions he makes.
Oh, yeah.
And when it comes to, like, when they're in a fight or flight mode, Jesse just becomes real dumb.
But it's really hard because season 2 really makes you feel bad for Jesse. He had a couple of heartbreaking moments, like getting kicked out of his parents' house.
There's quite a few moments where you, in the whole show, where you feel really bad.
But
for
I'm specifically season 2, like
season 2 is rough for Jesse.
And then Jane ODs, obviously, he was in love with her.
Yeah,
and like,
well, that episode 4, which is Down. That's, I mean, a fitting title for the episode because that's like Jesse at rock bottom.
Yeah,
well, or that's what we thought until we saw later into the show.
You gotta understand. See, that's another beauty of the writing is like he purposely, like you guys said with the titles, kind of was like telling you that obviously at the end of the season an airplane crashes, but all in the same time, like he's also doing it like those titles make sense for the episode.
Oh yeah, they're great at that.
And technically, it was 2 airplanes crashing.
You're 2 airplanes crashing.
Thank
nice.
you.
Yeah. So in Down, Jesse gets kicked out of his house.
It's a rough night.
He gets his motorcycle stolen.
Yeah, with all his stuff on the back of it.
With all his stuff, that guy, Captain America. Someone stole your bike, man. Not cool. And speaking of like the symbolism of Breaking Bad, I think they did this on purpose, where like Jesse literally loses everything, and all he has left is his fucking bike lock to remind him of like the horror, like the bike lock that Walt used to choke out Crazy 8.
Oh yeah. And
that's literally all Jesse has in his possession.
And motherfucker, Walt wouldn't even spot him some cheddar to get a hotel room?
Oh yes, I gave you $600. What'd you do? Smoke it all?
No,
bitch.
And he says, yeah, and thank you, Daddy Warbucks. But that was before my housing situation went completely testicular. I love that fucking scene. Dude. I think season 2 still had a lot of the comedy that season 1 had. But it just like raised the stakes and the tension.
Like the whole the whole street spelling thing.
Yeah. I don't have time to be about spelling and shit. I love too when Jesse's like getting ready to break in the house, and it's just so not Jesse's character. You can tell like he's terrified to do it, and the mail woman comes up. She's like, "Honey, you're blocking the mailbox." She's like, "It's gonna be a nice day." He's like, "Oh yeah, high 80s." Yeah, this is
huge. Aaron Paul's line deliveries are amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
And as rough as the season was, like, and as funny as he was in season 1, I think this was the season that really cemented, like, this kid can fucking act.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a lot better from season 1 to 2. Yeah, he was kind of just the lovable dipshit in season 1.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, keep that kid around. He's great. And then in season 2, he really, his chops got twice as good.
You're a little generous with that word lovable, aren't you?
Yeah, in season 1, he was a dumbass.
Excuse me, Mike. We didn't all grow up in happy households. I think Jesse was lovable.
Oh, that's right. Mike hates love. Welcome to this weekly segment of My Case Love. We don't have a song yet.
It's a work in
We
progress.
have to make a song for fucking everything.
I know that really pains you because you hate music.
Right.
Are we talking about this?
Speaking of the music in season 2, just want to go
stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So a couple things I wanted to say real quick before we move on past the Tuco phase of Breaking Bad. We got to give him his fucking roses while he's still alive.
Why not? People, normally only give roses when they're dead.
Right. Well, because spoiler, at least in this show, he won't be alive very long into season 2.
But he comes back for Better Call Saul.
He does. Spoiler. Well, it is. I guess it is an episode 1 of Better Call Saul. So.
Exactly. I'm like, if I'm spoiling episode 1 of Better Call Saul for you, then why are you listening to this episode?
Better Call Saul.
I disagree. Keep listening.
I disagree. Yeah, but fucking Tuco, just an amazing first big bad in the show.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You can do Emilio and Crazy 8, but they were
small time.
I kind of really wish Tuco would have been in it more.
Oh yeah,
honestly, he was so good.
He was supposed to be the bad guy at least through the end of season 2.
Didn't they say that the actor said that the role was just too much for him?
Yes.
He wasn't really that person. He's a really nice guy in real life. And it was just way too intense.
It was a mix of he got a lead role in another show, I think called Closure or something. You can look that up. That wasn't a great decision. But more so, I understand he wanted to get out of this role because he said it was too emotionally draining.
He's also Paco in My Name is Earl.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Raymond Cruz. He's a great actor. But it's kind of like that fucking... It seemed like the Tuco thing is like that Joker effect where it just really fucked with his mind.
It did.
I was going to say that, yeah.
At least he had the wherewithal to get out of there. I can't do this role.
Well, unlike the Joker, it wasn't a well-established character.
Yeah, exactly.
So backing out of it, nobody's going to be like, how fucking dare you?
Right. This is an 81.
I was going to say.
This is an 81.
Who's going to say it first?
I was waiting. That's Mike's favorite line. I was waiting for him to say it.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but... God damn.
Wait, did the music hating guy say that?
Hold my head.
Where the fuck was I?
Such a stain.
Oh, such a stain on this podcast.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of stained, Aaron Lewis, Aaron Paul. Hey, we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah, but Tuco, a great first big bad to let these guys know they are way fucking in over their heads. This world is way more fucking dangerous than they ever thought.
Even Crazy 8 was too much for them.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
exactly.
a low-level guy.
Yeah.
But, as the time goes on, I feel like Heisenberg kind of starts to become too much for other people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of the show is I think he evolved so fast into just being one of them.
It's almost like it was in him, that capability was in him the whole time, which it was.
We will talk about that when we talk about season 5.
But I love Grilled. I love fucking Tuco. It's a shame he went out. Like I said to you, I don't know if you guys heard me, but he was supposed to be the main bad all the way, at least through season 2.
Yeah,
that would have been great. That's just enough time with him. I think that would have been good. I totally get why Raymond Cruz didn't want to do it. That's a lot to be that character.
Tight.
If your mental health isn't what you need it to be, that's not good for you.
No. That kind of role, I feel like you'd have to be in a really good place to be able to play that role.
I mean, Heath Ledger legitimately overdosed himself just trying to get that shit out of his head.
Yep.
So if your mental health isn't perfect when you're playing a character like that, it's just going to fuck with you so hard.
Right. Oh, yeah. Do you want to know how I got these emotional scars?
Paul Dano was having trouble sleeping after he was the Riddler.
Yeah.
And people told him immediately, please get help because that's dangerous.
Yeah, people get in. That's fucking that's method acting to the fullest degree. People get so into these characters that
I think I could do it because I already hate myself. So there's not really a whole lot that I could act and really ruin.
It's already gone. There was nothing there to begin with.
Fucking void.
Yeah, but the fight scene, I mean, in Grilled, great early moment. Fucking when Raymond Cruz threw Aaron Paul into that doorway, he actually concussed him in real life. He fucking threw him into it so hard that Aaron Paul had to be rushed to the hospital.
Oh shit!
So they were done filming that day.
He laid on the ground and he's like, "Bitch, you did it too hard."
Oh, Aaron Paul still wanted them to do the scene, like he was trying to get them to do it, and they're like, "No, you're going to the hospital."
Yeah, they can't take those chances.
Choke me, bitch.
We also get a really cool badass Hank scene in that little.
Yeah, we do.
That steers Hank into a whole different world.
Yeah,
Fundamentally, like, changes his character.
It gives him PTSD immediately.
Yeah, I wonder more. I mean, I'm sure it's a combination of the things, but do you think like the PTSD was more the fact that he killed somebody, or you think he's killed people before, or do you think it's that he had a fucking assault rifle shot at him and almost was killed?
It was probably a combination of he didn't realize he was going out there to be shot at.
no,
He was just looking for this low-level pot dealer kid.
Yep.
That's on their radar from past being arrested. Like,
all because of like a connection with Walt, right? Because Walt had disappeared.
yeah, and then fucking like Tuco Salamanca comes around the corner and he's like, "Oh my god, I know who this guy is." And then the dude just starts unloading on him. Yeah, I think it was a combination of the two things, but they do say in there that like it was his first kill, and he instantly started like having problems, and he threw the grill into the river in like season or episode 6 or like 7 or 8 or whatever. So I think it was a combination of the two things.
But I mean, that was like the first of many badass Hank moments.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. His last breaths in the show are the most badass.
Yeah.
Hank just progressively gets better as a character. Like, he definitely started as like the dumb jock type.
He was a
He
character you hated easily, and then as the show went on, you're kind of like, oh, I kind of like him.
I honestly thought in the first season I was going to hate him because
Yeah.
I don't like those prick jock characters most of the time and stuff.
And then they actually gave him some character development.
Yeah, they gave him a character.
Him and Jesse probably had the best character development of the show.
For sure.
Well, them and Marie.
Oh, I was going to say Spooge.
Marie? Absolutely,
Okay,
Spooge.
that
Can
one's
we talk?
funnier. Keep that
Let's
one.
talk about Spooge for a
Can we
minute.
talk about Spooge?
Literally, he's only in it for a second, so let's talk about him.
He drops an ATM.
Skank, skank, skank. You're a skank.
He drops an ATM, or does she drop it on him?
Yeah, she drops it on his head.
He's under it going, skank, skank, skank ass skank. You're a skank. And she goes, I ain't no skank. And she pushes it on his head.
I ain't no skank.
Jesse was just waiting for his
Whoa.
moment to jump up and grab the gun.
Wait, was Andy Dick in this in that episode?
Yeah, I'm not a skank.
Listen, I'm not a skank. Are you calling me a skank? I don't know.
Damn it! Why do we quote that movie all the time?
Because it's so fucking quotable, man. What the fuck?
That movie's just not very good, but we always fucking...
It's not very good, yet it's the movie I go back to so fucking often.
Out of all Dan Cook's movies, yeah, probably that
No,
one.
literally movies. I
Oh,
watch
really?
that movie
Oh,
maybe
God.
more than anything I've ever seen.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Employee of the Month, Grandma's Boy, and probably Dodgeball are the three that I watch
Dodgeball's a great one.
constantly.
I never rewatched that movie, but I just, for some reason, remember those quotes so
I love it
much.
so much.
Dodgeball, like that's when you see. Really, it's kind of like one of Jason Bateman's first like roles. He's not a normal Jason
This is a
Bateman
bold
character.
move, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
Oh, yeah. That was fucking great.
They're being disqualified. That was Ricky Bobby's dad, the other guy. Very cool.
Yeah. Grease Bobby.
So Breaking
See
Bad.
you when you're grown.
Oh, yeah, so Breaking Bad.
Don't forget to wash your balls.
Oh, yeah, it's that famous Breaking Bad quote. Don't forget to wash your balls. Jesse,
Yeah.
don't forget to wash your balls. I won't, bitch.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
hell fucking Hitler.
Oh, yeah. Well, how Hitler bitch.
That's it.
So did Walt owe Jesse half of his money?
No. He absolutely
No?
didn't owe him half because Jesse lost. Well, you know what? It is kind of Walt's
Of course,
fault.
like I completely changed my opinion.
No,
He totally owes him that money.
I forgot that he lost that duffel bag because Walt made him put himself out as bait. So
Yeah.
actually, yeah, maybe he might have owed him half.
Walt told Jesse to take his go bag
Yeah.
and like leave town, and that is when Tuco like captured Jesse and took him to Walt. So Walt's is technically the one that told Jesse to take his money with him in his car. But then when they think the cousins are coming, ends up being Hank. Jesse could have grabbed that duffel bag when they were running. I'm sure. I know they were in flight mode, so they probably weren't thinking. So it could be Walt's fault for telling Jesse to bring it.
There's a lot of gunshots going on, man. I don't.
Yeah, my opinion.
Jesse shot a guy. That escalated.
I saw that.
fast.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
It escalated quickly. I don't know, man. I'm moving to Oregon or something.
My exact feeling on that is Walt may not have owed him half his money, but he should have at least paid for his living till they started making money again.
I would agree with that.
When Jesse got kicked out of his house.
He should have paid his way to live till he made his own money again.
Yeah.
Because it was partially his fault.
Yeah.
Plus, they were supposed to be partners. That was always Walt's big thing, that they were partners,
50-50 partners.
But Walt was such an egomaniac, he wanted to see how much he could make.
I was going to say, we know Walt's arrogance blinds him and his ego. And at the time, he was like fighting with Skylar, and she was doing that goddamn passive aggressive. Where are you going? Out. Give him a taste of his own medicine.
I mean, that was clever.
Oh, it was.
Just keep leaving.
Ted? No, we're not talking about Ted yet.
I fucked Ted.
God damn it. You took my joke. You threw up my groove.
Beware the groove.
Beware the groove. Yeah, but fucking some great humor in Down as well, like after Jesse falls through the porta potty, and isn't that fucking hilarious when his life's in shambles?
Oh my god, that's such
great.
The way he crawls into that fucking RV and just curls up like fuck it.
Classic comedy.
Classic comedy. No, but after that is some great fucking comedy when Skylar's leaving for the day and Walt's trying to talk to her and she pulls out and he looks up and sees the RV. Like Jesse just pulled right up to the house in the RV.
The way Walt he's just worried looking at Skylar, and then he looks over like, what the fuck?
And then he walks in. I love how Walt's just like bitching Jesse out, and then at the end he's like, and why are you blue? That's just they fucking fit great comedy in with this tense like.
During that moment, they have their first ever physical fight.
They do. And just like pretty much every other one, fucking Jesse owns them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit in the bucket.
That's right. Hey. Shit in the bucket. Jesse kicks Walt's ass, I think, in every confrontation.
Jesse's a scrapper.
I think the one in Jesse's house is pretty even. But Jesse does end up over him with a ashtray in his hand, so
beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. But Walt got some damn good licks in.
He did. I guess at this point in season 2, Walt's like in chemotherapy. He's like a weak old man. So Jesse should be kicking his ass.
Oh, sure.
I will tell you the fights between Hank and Jesse didn't fare so well.
No. Jesse did not do so well.
Can we even call that Hank versus Jesse?
We've already talked about Hank's a badass.
But anyway, that's another season.
Oh, that is another season, yeah. No, but I just love the comedy at the end of Down, like with the, why are you blue? And then like they get into this fucking physical altercation and like Walt just lets Jesse in the house. He's like, you want some breakfast?
Yeah. He's like, fuck it.
He made the omelets.
Well, that's usually that's how guys fight, though.
It is.
Yeah, for the most part.
They get it out, and then they're like, all right, we're cool now.
And like this show just continues, obviously, everyone says this, but it's true. The show just continues to rise in quality. But if there is one thing that I miss about the early seasons, I do love how, like at the beginning, it's just kind of Walt and Jesse, like in over their heads. You know, it's not like all this. I love the hell out of Gus and the whole Pollos Hermanos. But like I kind of love too when it's just Walt and Jesse, and like Saul says they fucking suck at peddling meth. There's something about their dynamic together. And as the seasons go, they kind of get split up more, obviously, because Gus is like trying to divide them.
Yeah.
And then season 5, obviously, Walt's just a fucking monster.
Yeah. That's putting it lightly.
Listen, hold on. What you don't understand about Walt in season 5.
Yeah, please tell us.
He hates love and he loves hate.
We'll get there when season 5 rolls around.
Walt's a great guy.
He's just Heisenberg's misunderstood.
The further this show gets, the better of a person he turns into.
Absolutely.
Well, he gets better at being Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
He becomes a better meth dealer.
He does.
Before we get too far past that episode, the Spooge episode.
Oh, yeah, Peekaboo.
Yeah.
We can talk about that next because we're kind of chronologically going.
Oh, all right, good.
Peekaboo has great storylines for Walt and Jesse. I love the episode.
Yeah.
Because this is the one where We definitely see a little Heisenberg of Walt at that table, because this is when he goes to talk to Gretchen at the diner. And oh my God, this might be the angriest I've seen Walt like up to this point, when he's talking about how Gretchen and Elliot cut him out.
Well, it's all the anger he's been holding in, pretending it's okay, coming out all at
Like
once.
all that resentment.
I feel so sorry for you, Walt.
Fuck you.
There it is.
Oh, I love that. How you and Elliot cut me out. And knowing the person that Walt is, I'm more inclined to believe Gretchen's story that she tells at the table.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Walt is fucking an egomaniac.
They did not cut him out. You know, like, if you really, really pay attention, Gretchen and Elliot are really good people.
Yeah. Well, the fact that...
Gray matter.
Gray matter. You take Walter White, Elliot Schwartz is black. Cute, huh? But
so demeaning.
It is. I hovered towards education. Oh, what university? Oh, such a heartbreaking line. Yeah, but the way that just how we know Walt to come to be, Gretchen, the way Gretchen explains that story is they were at her parents' house for the weekend, and she just came into the room and he's packing all his stuff, not saying anything. And I totally believe that, because her parents were super successful and Walt's like not okay with that. Walt felt like, I don't want to say he felt intimidated. It was his ego.
100% make him run away from that situation. He can't be the man there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny when you see all these little things fall into place, like that makes this guy who he is. And it's just a fascinating character study with Walt.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. Great guy.
That is not what he said, Mike.
But yeah, Jesse's story equally fucking great in this the show. I mean, yes, the show, but this episode, they're both given something really important to do. Jesse, this is kind of where you see that. I think at Jesse's core, you know, he fucks up a lot, but he's a good person.
Yeah, they're like, Walt fucked his whole life up in this show.
Yeah,
like Jesse was a stupid little tweaker who made meth. Yes.
Yep.
But Walt
Chili powder.
Walt put him so far into the world that there was no getting out.
Yeah, absolutely. In too deep, as Sum 41 once said.
All because of his fucking chemistry teacher from high school.
We're millennials. Oh, also another foreshadowing there is the beginning of that episode when Mike quoted the, I don't have time to be like spelling it, like street.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of that episode, like the first thing you see is Jesse, like he lets that bug crawl over his hand.
Yeah.
And then Skinny Pete immediately comes and like stomps it out. That is another foreshadowing to the ATM crushing Spooge's head in the same episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Vince Gilligan likes to do stuff.
It's just
like
fucking brilliant. He's brilliant.
He's fucking brilliant,
guys. What you don't understand is he's brilliant. Adrian's not drinking, guys.
You're right. You guys are brilliant. I was going with Eric Foreman in that second show. Our conversations are brilliant.
Review that song.
See,
Review it.
You are all stupid.
See, you are all stupid. Yeah, but that is definitely an episode that gets me a little emotional every time with that kid. That
that's
poor
what
kid.
I wanted
and that
to talk about was that poor fucking kid.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that kid actually did go on to do what Jesse told him to do at the end of the episode.
Have a good rest of your life, kid. He said, don't you want to watch like Mr. Rogers or something? Like all he has is like that
Jesse
fucking infomercial.
Turns all the channels and it goes right. It's all static except the infomercials.
Yeah, that's fucking heartbreaking.
Jesus Christ. And the reason it's so heartbreaking is that shit's real.
Oh, yeah.
That's happening every day in every city. That's disgusting.
That's something I never got. Like with this episode's a great example. Phoenix is a great example with Jane dying. Like some people say that Breaking Bad like glorifies drug use. I never fucking saw it that way. No. I see Breaking Bad showing the fucking horrors of drug use.
Who the fuck wanted to do meth after watching Breaking Bad?
I know there are people that say like,
oh, totally me.
Damn it, Mike, you're killing our point here.
Sorry, it just looks so cool.
Guys, don't listen to Mike. He hates love.
You literally see like an arc of a story throughout season 2 with Jane, you know, being sober and then turning her back on that.
Yeah.
You see what drugs fucking do to people.
Yeah, but like Jesse like started her back up and then she fucked Jesse up.
Yeah. That's just a relationship that never should have happened. Like,
no, they were a horrible couple.
She was like, those are rookie numbers, son.
Yeah, that's right. You got to pump those up. Those are rookie numbers.
She's like, I see your marijuana and I'll raise you heroin.
Well, Jesse was doing meth.
Okay, yeah.
To be fair, he wasn't just smoking the pots.
But meth's nowhere near as bad as heroin, so...
Right.
And cocaine's okay sometimes.
As Marie once said, maybe he's addicted to the pot. Marie, marijuana doesn't work like that.
He might have a bit of a green thumb.
I kind of liked it.
I love that. It's one of my favorite moments ever when he realizes he kind of likes pot.
So yeah, I kind of like it. God damn it. Yeah, but the Jesse Jane thing is you're already feeling bad for Jesse in season 2, and to be fair, it goes pretty good for a while. Like, she seems like, when you first watch that show, you're like, oh, this is awesome. She's going to be a great influence for Jesse.
Yeah.
When she when she like passes him over the 18-month chip.
Yeah.
They do great at making you think like, maybe this is exactly what Jesse needs. Like, he's going to stay in the business, but he's going to be clean while he's doing it.
And it also breaks your heart that that Jesse never let that go as a character, never would have let that go, that he, after all that, and she's so clean, he started her back up and she died. That probably never left that character's mind.
Oh, absolutely not. Especially because Jesse's always the type of person to like hold on to things.
Yeah.
Always. And Walt's the kind of person to be like, fuck it. What's done is done.
That was last season.
The plane crash was last season.
I don't give a fuck.
We're not focusing on that anymore. What's my name?
Wait,
no.
Too far ahead.
Walt, you're not in the right season. Oh.
I'm the one who knocks?
No.
No.
Still too early.
Fuck you. That was last season. I'm gonna take 5.
I'm gonna take 5.
Damn it, Walt, that was a blooper.
Yeah, just some great foreshadowing this season too. Like, one of the things is, this is of course when Jane gets Jesse fucking on heroin, when she like rolls him on his side. Yep. She's like, careful, baby, get on your sides. You don't want to choke on your vomit. And then that literally transitions to like Walt and Skylar turning the baby on its side with the blanket.
Yeah.
And then later on,
beautifully done.
Jane's father laying out her blue dress like for her funeral, and then it literally goes to the baby's onesie like spread out.
Oh, so like the comparison between life and death.
Exactly, like the circle of life.
Elton John.
And then, sir. And then
it's a circle.
It's like a circle. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with shapes. It's not a square. You see, it has no edges.
Another great movie.
Another great foreshadow. I love this. Comes back to fruition in like fucking season 5. God damn, is Breaking Bad great with like the whole Chekhov's gun thing.
It is.
But this is when Walt's in the hospital after his fugue state.
Yeah.
When he's staring at that painting of like the guy rowing away from his family.
Yeah.
And it's just like the symbolism there is so great of like, this is literally Walt. Like, he's looking at this guy who's drifting out to sea away from his family. And this is what's happening to Walt and his family. And then it's played a little more comedically in season 5. He's like, where do you suppose they make all these? Like in a factory somewhere? I think that kind of shows like how sad he is seeing this in season 2 and putting the dots together. And in season 5, he just doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, I feel this painting now. It's actually me.
It's me. Great fucking like ratio of Walt to Heisenberg here. This is kind of when he starts his transformation. You gotta love that fucking awkward scene with Hank at the table.
Oh, the tequila scene.
The tequila scene.
Jesus Christ.
What are you looking at him
it's
for?
A bit much.
Yeah, that fucking scene is like...
Or how about when he goes to pour it and Hank puts his hand over the glass and he just keeps pouring on his hand.
Just pours it on his hand. That is fucking... That right there is definitely...
That's Heisenberg.
That's Heisenberg. Because like when Hank puts his hand on his shoulder and Walt or Heisenberg just knocks it off. Dude, the look on fucking Bryan Cranston's face is scary.
Bring the bottle back.
Bring the bottle back.
Let's be real. You know, he was never truly Walter. That was just a persona he played. He was always Heisenberg.
Yes. Yep.
Stepping on our theory that he became more and more Heisenberg.
Yeah, but you have fucking... We already talked about the Gretchen, the talk with Gretchen at the table. I think that was Heisenberg coming out.
Oh, yeah.
The patio table with Hank, that was Heisenberg. Stay out of my territory, of course.
Yeah.
That wasn't Heisenberg.
That was Walt.
That was literally Heisenberg.
No.
And then one that arguably wasn't Heisenberg was letting Jane die.
That literally in my notes I have, he let Jane die, hints of Heisenberg showing.
Yeah.
And you said no Heisenberg.
Okay.
Did I not see something?
There was something about this season that annoyed me.
What's that?
In the following episode, because we were talking about Peekaboo.
Yeah.
The following episode, that obnoxious song that they wrote.
Yeah, like the drug ballad, the cartel drug ballad.
They played it way too many times.
I actually was really confused. I remember watching it with Adrian because I didn't start watching this till like season 5 was about to come out.
Yeah.
And we were watching it, and it got to this episode where it was playing this music, and it did it way too long. I'm like, dude, are we still watching Breaking Bad? I was actually really confused.
Yeah. That's actually a thing, like cartel drug ballads. That's an actual genre of music. So it makes sense that they did it, but you're right. They didn't have to show like a whole music video.
No,
at the beginning.
It was too long. Video. It's way too long.
And then it was just dun. It's like, wait.
The intro of that episode was like 5 minutes long.
I didn't get anything from that. Is that an open?
Jesus Christ. And then do you guys
that might be the only negative thing I'll ever say about this show.
I guess if I had to say one thing about season 2, and a perfect explanation is that it just wasn't shown on screen, and I'm totally okay with that. But Walt and Skylar in this season are very like hot and cold. Like literally one episode she fucking hates his guts, and the next episode they're getting along.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's supposed to be like weeks in between these episodes or days or like the next
Until
day.
She leaves him after he admits that he wasn't in a fugue state and he remembers everything.
There actually is a term for that. It's marriage.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it was so hot and cold. Like if it's supposed to be the very next day, like they're just like kissing and making up, and like she was so fucking pissed at him. Like,
well, do you see what happened?
She thought he was having an affair.
What happened after she had like they had their really big fight or whatever?
Yeah.
She realized, and she looked at him and she goes, "I miss you."
How dare you take my joke?
I miss you.
But to prove it, he left her roses by the stairs.
God damn it. Yeah, so do you think Walt, do you think Heisenberg came out a little bit? Because like the first time that she actually confronts him and she's like, shut the hell up, Walt, like, and say something truthful for once.
Just tell me the truth right now, yeah.
Yeah, you have to tell me right now. And he says, tell you what. And like his eyes drop, his voice drops like when he's Heisenberg, but then he immediately goes back into what you want. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like he goes back into poor Walt.
Yeah.
But I think for a half second he was Heisenberg there.
He's literally schizophrenic in this whole show. Like,
well, he's a sociopath. I don't know if he's schizophrenic.
He's a sociopath.
Yeah, more accurate, but I just mean he has like multiple personalities. Like when he feels threatened, Heisenberg starts to come out. Once he has a voice for Heisenberg, he uses it more often as the seasons go on.
Yeah.
Anytime he feels threatened.
And it's so crazy that Bryan Cranston is such a great actor that when Walt's lying to Skylar, he can be such a bad actor.
Yeah.
Like it's almost meta. Bryan Cranston is so good that he can play a bad actor.
It's amazing.
Because his lies are so desperately like, dude, she's been married to you for 18 years. She knows you're full of shit. And they do it on purpose. Like what I don't get is after the fugue state, and maybe it's just because she caught him off guard, when she asked about the second cell phone.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just tell her like that was his phone for buying weed, like from Jesse or something?
There were so many stories he could have said.
Yeah, I think at the moment he just choked up because, like we said, he's not a good liar. He's not a good liar. But then the next day or whenever he's like, I was thinking about the second cell phone thing, and he comes up with this whole like, I think what you were hearing was the alarm on my phone. Like, Walt, you had time to sleep it off, bro. Say you were buying weed.
I love when he turns around and she's just out in her car and leaving. Like she was like, nope, done with this.
Yeah, just impressive his acting range that he can play a top tier actor playing a bad actor to his wife.
It eventually gets to the point where he's starting to tell a lie and she just rolls her eyes and walks away because
she just knows.
Yeah, for sure. You're probably better off saying nothing.
we get it. You know, Skylar, she has legitimate reasons for hating Walt and not believing him and yada yada yada. She still sucks.
Did you almost say Hulk?
Yeah.
The more I watch the show, I mean, the less I hate Skylar. There's still things she does that. Yeah, I'll say it. There's things she does that annoy the fuck out of me. But if you see things through her eyes, like, I mean, she does become a hypocrite when she goes along with his plan and starts like laundering the money.
Well, it's because there's a lot of money.
money fucking corrupts.
Money talks, motherfucker.
Money talks. So at that point, I hate Skylar again, and she's a hypocrite.
But she does kind of come back around towards the end of the show.
She does. But like season 1 and 2 Skylar, even though she's annoying, I can sympathize with her more.
Yeah.
Because imagine if your significant other had cancer and you think they might only be alive for a year, yet you never fucking see them. Like, well, don't you want to spend the rest of your time with your family? Where are you going every day?
Fucking disappearing and won't tell you where they are.
Yeah.
He had a fugue state, okay?
Fugue state.
God.
How many times can you have a fugue state?
Guys, Walt is not a bad guy.
There we go.
Perhaps I don't, Walt. Perhaps I smoke them in a fugue state. I love how she throws that in his face. But, you know, we're an hour in, so we would kill ourselves if we don't talk about all the amazing characters in this season that get brought in.
Yeah.
Can I just for a second before we start doing that, I really want to touch on the Danny Trejo turtle bomb.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to touch on it. It will explode.
The whole entire scene, like, because Hank's all like squeamish about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What's the matter? You act like you've never seen
a severed head on the back of a tortoise before."
White boy don't like let's make a deal. White boy's gonna kick your ass.
They call me Tortuga. You know why they call me Tortuga? Because I'm a turtle. I take my time.
But I always win.
He
said, do you know what Tortuga means? I'm going to guess it's Spanish for asshole.
Hank's the best, man.
Oh, Hank always has the fucking quips, like the one-liners ready. When Saul fucking, of course, Better Call Saul, you know, we meet fucking Saul Goodman, legendary episode.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But I love fucking Saul and Hank's first encounter. I imagine you guys are discussing my client. Anything you care to share with me? Yeah, your commercials, they suck. Hank is just fucking, if there's anybody with wit to keep up with fucking Saul, it's Hank. I kind of wish we saw more interactions between them, because that could be comedy gold.
Yeah, your commercials, they suck.
They suck ass. I've seen better acting in an epileptic whorehouse. Oh, is that like the one your mom works at? Is she still offering the 2-for-1? They just fucking go back and forth so fast. They're fucking so zingers.
And then, you know, because I can never say his last name right, Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, because he couldn't be there for what episode 13?
Thor's dad.
Episode 13.
Captain Kirk.
Odenkirk.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Right. Nice, yeah. So because he couldn't be there because he was recording an episode for How I Met Your Mother, which is why that's another reason why it's so much better than Friends.
check our episodes for that.
Because if it weren't for How I Met Your Mother, then we would never have the amazing character that is Mike Ehrmantraut.
Oh my God,
that's right.
So good. Unfortunately, we can't talk a lot about Mike because he's only in that one episode of this season. But
right.
But even just that first introduction, you meet him and you're like,
say it. Repeat it. He's right upside the head.
Say it again. Say it again.
He has such a like nonchalant way of just handling everything, and I don't know why.
And do I have to state the obvious? I was never here.
Right out of the gate. Like, and obviously the first time you see him, you don't know he's going to be like a major player in the show.
I thought he was just another one of Saul's like guys.
Right, but I was like, this guy's a badass.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that fucking How I Met Your Mother is responsible for Mike Ehrmantraut.
It is amazing.
Blows my goddamn mind.
You know, I don't think Friends is responsible for any amazing characters for another show.
Yeah, Friends.
I mean, you know.
I mean, that's just like your opinion, man.
It's just like your opinion, man.
Corey actually doesn't have an argument for this.
He's like shit, Ant-Man.
Because of Friends.
Because of Friends.
What?
Let's move on.
Paul Rudd becomes Crap Weasel. Fucking Saul, when Saul Goodman came into this show, it was like that comedic flair that you didn't even know the show needed until it happened. Because there was comedy, but Saul is just like on another level.
And they kept him around throughout the rest of the series. Kind of like even as the show got darker, he was still that you needed that little bit of like tension relief.
Yep. Yeah, he was a great idea to bring in the show because
if you have a show that's completely just that dark
all
constantly,
the time,
like pretty much all of season 5.
Yeah.
If you have a show that's that dark constantly, I mean, I could see it putting you in a bad place, honestly, just watching it. Mindset.
Iconic line from Jesse, but first I want to say a funny line from Walt when they're in the car getting ready to meet him. And Walt's like, "What's this? Why don't we get a real lawyer?" Jesse's like, "This is the guy I would go to." Walt's like, "Oh, this is the guy you would go to." and then Walt's like, "Who's going in? I don't need them seeing my face." Jesse's like, "I don't need them seeing my face." Walt's like, "Why not? You look like this typical clientele, dick."
If you want a criminal lawyer, you need a criminal lawyer.
Exactly. That's such a fucking iconic line.
It is.
Lets you know right out of the gate who Saul is. Like, oh, this guy's a little
and
fucking
why
snake.
Jesse was smarter than you thought he was.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, like, Saul was connected to things way deeper than just...
I don't think Jesse even realized.
No.
Right.
Connection Saul had.
Saul Goodman's a fucking good dude to know. He was brought in at the perfect time because, like, obviously these two were fucking going nowhere. Everything they tried fucking fell flat. Jesse I guess Walt kind of got combo killed because he's the one that wanted to expand.
Yep.
He's the one that pushed him into other territories, yeah.
Obviously, I don't think they had plans for these characters during season 2 of fucking Breaking Bad, but it's insane how they pull him out into the desert. And Saul's like, "Oh, no, Ignacio's the one." He's like, "Lalo didn't send you?" And Ignacio becomes Nacho in Better Call Saul, a great character.
Yeah.
And Lalo is fucking so badass. You guys probably don't know Lalo yet.
No.
Lalo Salamanca.
I've only seen the first season.
And I'll say it, Lalo, the best Salamanca by far.
No, Hector.
No, both of those guys end up becoming huge parts of Better Call Saul, which is, again, just crazy by Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould.
Without Hector, what happens to Gus wouldn't have happened.
Well, that's true, yeah.
In a way, Hector really saved Walter's ass. Walt just knew how to make Hector do that for him.
Is it season 2 that Gus tells Walter he needs to drop Jesse and be on his own?
Well, technically, because that, like, the first time Walt meets up with Gus is season 2, and and Gus is asking, like, why? I have to ask, why him?
Yeah.
And Walt starts with a really typical Heisenberg answer, because I can control him. And then he says, because I can trust him, which is like, oh, that was a little nicer.
Yeah.
Or no, his first line is because he does what I say, because I can trust him.
When he said I can trust him is what turned Gus off, though, because he doesn't trust junkies.
Yeah, right. You can never trust a drug addict.
You can never trust a drug addict.
But,
which
Walt
is weird because that comes around and eventually...
Well, Walt's product is so good that Gus is like, you know what? Fuck it. I can trust a drug addict. As long as he's with Walt.
That was Gus's undoing, too.
How crazy is that, though? Like Gus is like actually friends with a lot of the police department, and he sees Walt's face on that thing and
hides in plain sight, man. That's brilliant.
Yeah. That is brilliant.
And then he's like, wait a minute, this man's fucking a brother-in-law of a DEA agent? What am I doing?
Oh, yeah, when he walks up, is this one of your agents? It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's a good thing he wasn't.
Such great fucking camera work, too, because, like, the wanted is up on the board, and Hank holds up Walt's picture. Y'all know my brother-in-law? He's a good man. It says wanted right behind it. You're like, wait, what the fuck? Great little camera trick they did.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, and just, Walt and fucking Hank's relationship, I love it so much. Like when Hank has the PTSD and Walt actually comes and gives him a fucking pep talk that he needs, Walt talking about how every day he's lived in fear. And then since he got his diagnosis, he sleeps just fine. It's like, I love their fucking brother-in-law relationship, which of course makes everything so much more tragic in the end.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it does.
That's one of my favorite relationships in the show is those two. But, we'll definitely get to that later in season 5.
I got a lot to say about that.
Yes. But, also, let's talk about what's probably my favorite episode of season 2, fucking 4 Days Out. I fucking love 4 Days Out, where Jesse and Walt get stranded in the desert.
Oh, that's when Walt has to make the battery?
A robot?
He basically has to make a jump starter.
Yeah.
He's making a new battery. Jesse says, "What are we making?" Walt says, "You said it yourself. A robot? a new battery."
Because he did say robot.
Yeah. I love that. This is like probably one of the funniest episodes of season 2.
It's no fly.
Yeah.
It's no fly. It's almost like a bottle episode. You have the scene at the beginning at the airport when fucking Jesse pulls up in the RV. You brought a meth lab to the airport. I saved us a trip. Walt's fucking face when Jesse's pulled up in the fucking airport with the RV. Walt's just like, like this kid's fucking stupid.
Like he almost didn't get on the RV. Like,
Yeah. Wow. Good morning to you too, man.
So ungrateful that he didn't even thank him for the ride.
I know, right? And literally, it's like they have one fucking bonding moment that's immediately fucking ruined when Walt tells them that they're in for $637,000. He says, each. And I love the fucking high five. Up top, baby. And Walt fucking high fives him. But then immediately after that, fucking Walt finds out that Jesse left the keys in the ignition. Were you dropped on your head as a kid? I wanted to leave them on the counter, bitch.
He's right.
Our workstation. Yeah, that episode is fucking so funny. And then when Walt's like siphoning the gas, Jesse's like, "What's it taste like? Bad, huh?" Walt's just like in the fucking desert dying. "What's it taste like? Bad, huh?"
Oh, he's so good.
And then he fucking Jesse's like trying to pull the generator to start it. No, you have to really pull, not like a girl. I am pulling. You know what? Pull this.
There's a lot of nut grabbing in that show.
Oh yeah. Restrain. Here's, I got your restraining order right here. Restrain this. But that's season 3. We'll talk about the pizza on the roof.
I was talking about in the first season when he grabs his nuts to Bogdan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wipe down this.
Wipe down this.
There is a lot of dick grabbing in that show.
There is.
Not excluding Skylar's sad birthday hand job to Walter.
Yep.
The saddest hand job of all time. Wow.
You know what? I'll take it.
Not me.
Yeah, but love 4 Days Out for the comedic tone, and I love the complete fucking 180 it does to you, where this whole episode Walt thinks like he's days or maybe weeks away from dying, and this is one of the most emotional scenes in the show. It always tears me up a little bit when Walt learns that he's in remission and like the whole family's in the room with him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, when like he's hugging Skylar and Walt Jr., that always gets me a little bit.
But then it dawns on him that fuck, I just started a drug empire.
Yeah, and you don't get too many happy moments like with the entire family on this show.
No, not many at all.
As it goes on, you get less and less. So like that really is a emotional scene. Like I love the family meeting in season 1 or the intervention. I love this scene in the doctor's office in season 2. And yeah, so what's your guys' take on Walt punching the paper towel dispenser?
My actual opinion on him punching that paper towel dispenser is exactly what I just said. I think he wanted to create that drug empire and go out on a high note as a badass.
Yeah.
And now he's not sure if he can maintain it being alive for longer.
Yeah, because like he gets the news that he's in remission and like everything's going well, and yeah, he still wants to like cook meth.
Yeah, I think it was there was that feeling of fuck, wait, I still want to do this, but I'm not dying.
Yeah, because like at least before he had an excuse to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now like his family's set up, he has money. He doesn't really have the excuse.
Exactly. But he still wants to do it. I think that was him being like, well, God damn it. I guess I'm just a drug lord now.
He does have an excuse. Hold on. No.
What's
He
his
does
excuse,
have an
Mike?
excuse. Because Walt is such a good guy, he still wanted to make all of that money for his family.
For family. He did
For
it for the
family.
It's
family.
all
He-
for
he-
family.
Very Vin Diesel-esque of him.
Mike, if I have to hear you say one more time that you did this,
I did it for myself.
I think cooking meth, what it did is it really made Walt feel, dare I say, alive. He was good at it. He liked it.
He did it all for his... How do you say it in Spanish? Family.
La familia.
Yeah, there it is. I told you I took German.
Mike, how do you say it in German again? God damn it. So we're all kind of in agreement why Walt punched that?
Oh, yeah, no. He was really upset. I think he was legitimately pissed that he wasn't dying anymore.
Yeah.
Because he even says it in a later, I think he says it in Fly, where he says that would have been the perfect time to die. Like when he goes out to give Jesse his money.
Oh, Fly.
Walt wanted to die, and then since he knew he wasn't dying, he was pissed because he's like, fuck, I really like doing this, and now I don't have my excuse.
Yep.
Do you think maybe it wasn't about the whole wanting to build that awesome empire? Maybe it's because he realized he was stuck with Jesse longer.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it was because he was stuck with Skylar longer.
Oh, God, yeah, well.
He's like, fuck.
Plus, he does eventually in one of the seasons mention that he's going to be dying anyway, so if he gets caught by the cops, how long does he have to sit in prison? And then he went in remission. If he gets caught now, he could spend the next 20 fucking years in prison because he's in remission.
Yeah, that's true.
So really, he fucked himself over if he stays alive.
Yeah, and Walt was never really scared of anything early in the show because, like, he thought he was dying anyway.
Yeah, he was dying anyway, so he just did whatever. I think he definitely seemed a little bit more... Did he seem more reckless, though, after he found out he was in remission?
I mean, I think he did, but I think that's just because he was so far gone, like, that the persona...
Maybe it was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to die from cancer, I'm going to die some other way.
Yeah, exactly. Walt doesn't give a shit about his family. Or no, I didn't say that. Walt loves his family. He did everything.
Hold on. Walt is a good guy.
Yeah, Mike, please, can you inform our audience or clarify?
Because he loves his family.
He does. It's true.
Yeah, but you even see in the follow-up episode, I think it's Mandela, because Over is when he... No, it's Over, because that was Stay Out of My Territory. Yeah. Like, he's literally trying to keep himself busy with, like, housework and shit, like, Skylar, there's rot. Are you going to work today? Skylar.
I forgot. Over's the episode where he's kind of addictive, Hank.
Yeah, that's that one.
Bring the bottle back.
But I kept up, right? You and Uncle Hank, I took 3. God
my
damn.
Son, my bottle, my house.
Yeah, my bottle, my house, my son. Yeah, God. Another great fucking example of symbolism, foreshadowing, whatever you want to call it. Some people say Stay Out of My Territory is where he kind of went more Heisenberg because he literally puts down the white paint like he's leaving white behind and he goes out and talks to them.
Oh, man, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So literally Walter White, he like leaves it behind. So some people say Stay Out of My Territory is when he fully commits. He knows he's in remission. He's committing to like being this guy.
I like that as a theory.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid as well.
But he probably went and picked that paint up and still took it home. So.
He's Stay out of my territory, but I do need to get that paint.
Yeah, but my walls still aren't unpainted. It's the scenes you don't see afterwards.
But then, yeah, and finally, just to kind of get towards the end of the season here, we're introduced to Gus, who will become a major player in the show going forward.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we lost fucking Tuco, which we thought was devastating, and then we get fucking Juan Carlo Esposito.
One of the most intimidating men without doing anything.
I know. And he's so fucking good at just, like, flipping that switch. Like, from being public figure Gus to, like, his demeanor drops, his voice, I don't think we're like at all, Mr. White.
His face just completely changes.
Right, if you think Walt's good at fucking switching to Heisenberg, Gus might be even better.
Yep.
He's so fucking scary. We'll talk about him more as we go forward, because he's in the back end of this season, but we don't get to see a lot of like what he does.
He's not a big player. Because I remember when I watched this with you, you kept telling me, wait for Gus, man. And when we were watching this season, I was like, what? I don't know.
The chicken dude?
I really don't understand what you mean by wait for Gus.
The chicken dude.
Bro, wait till you see Gus and Mike. Mike's one scene. Gus is like a manager at a chicken joint. These guys are badass. Los Pollos Hermanos. The Chicken Brothers.
Does Adrian even actually know anything about movies and TV?
Bro, best characters in Breaking Bad up there was Spooge.
And Skank.
Definitely Spooge.
And Skank.
Danny Trejo is the best character.
Oh, yeah, Dan Trejo's great. He gets another appearance in a later season where he gets his fucking head cut off.
It does the flashback of that.
That's season 3, I think, because it shows the cousins.
The cousins, yeah.
I was going to say, because his head was the one on the turtle in season 2. So
yeah,
he's in a flashback.
But then, yeah, the last thing just to wrap up the season, I guess, is the whole Jesse Jane arc and Jane's poor fucking father.
Yeah.
And he just directs that plane. They directs the two planes into each other. And
if anybody said they fucking predicted this season end, like they're fucking lying.
No, like I said, all of those little cold opening
Totally
scenes with the black and white were like so fucking confusing. You're like, okay, I don't know what we're watching here.
Yeah, because you see like bodies and body bags. You see a bunch of evidence bags. One looks exactly like Walt's
always
glasses.
That fucking teddy bear.
And that fucking teddy bear. A lot of people were thinking like, was there like an explosion at his house? Were they like cooking meth at his house?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the season was going to end like there was some big cartel came and like fucked up his house.
You know, at least those cold opens were way better than that stupid cold open with that song.
You really hate
that song drives me nuts. I'm sure there are people that love that song, and I apologize, but it just drives me up the fucking wall.
Oh, yeah. Fanny pack dork.
Yeah, so people speculated meth explosion. Corey, not a bad theory what you said, like the cartel maybe coming to fuck up his house.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Some people even thought it was like for like the end of the series.
I thought it was just to throw you off.
Well, yeah, I didn't think it was the end of that season. I thought it was going to do this a lot longer.
Yeah. And of course, the clever 737 down over ABQ.
I thought Vince Gilligan was just like, you know what? Fuck the viewers. You guys don't need to know what's going on.
Let's just kill everybody and start.
We're just gonna throw you way off. These scenes mean nothing.
We're gonna kill all of them at the end of season 2 and start over with a new family in season 3.
No. New actors. Same.
That's what I mean. Like, oh, same family, new actors.
They just have John Cusack as Walter White. God damn it. But yeah, just so sad between Jesse and Jane, because I mean, when she was sober, I think it was a great fucking relationship. I think she was good for Jesse. At first, she was absolutely good for Jesse, and then Jesse fucked it up in Jesse fashion. And then in return, she fucked it up worse. He told her to leave. She went into his room. I mean, you know, that's such a hard situation. Like, Jesse could have said, I'm not touching this until you get out of this house. You know, other things could have happened. But Jesse's kind of an addict, too. He's an addict. You have an enabler with another enabler. Yep. Was she looking for an excuse to use the whole time? Absolutely. How do you not look at Jesse and think, druggy? Yeah, it's like she let him move in. She let him live there. He didn't have W-2s. He had cash. She even said unbelievable. So she knew what he was doing. She knew. So to even let him move in there. She still chose to get close to him, knowing what he was. Not that all the fault's on Jane. Jesse shoulders a lot of the blame as well. No, I mean, Jesse just makes bad decisions. He does. That's a very common
Literally
thing.
One of the first things they tell you in those meetings is once you're an addict, you're always an addict.
Oh, absolutely.
So you need to keep yourself away from those kind of situations. So anybody that's even slightly like you used to be, you should probably just not talk to them.
Agreed. And you definitely shouldn't date one when you're 18 months into your sobriety. What? No, that's the greatest idea ever. You shouldn't date one ever. Like, all of us have been lucky enough to not be... I mean, I smoked cigarettes for years, but I can't say any of us have been an addict on something that... I mean, I do a little heroin here and there, but... Yeah, exactly. To be 100% real, I came close with alcohol, but... Oh, I mean, yeah, well, I guess we could open a dialogue about addiction, but... but I'm not, fortunately not, but, you know... No, I mean, it could have easily went down that road. Yeah. I am addicted to caffeine, that's for sure. I'm addicted to crab rangoons. I'm addicted to you. Yeah. Wait, do crab rangoons count?
I could fuck up some crab rangoons
dude,
right now.
I could eat like 7 plates of those.
I actually can't.
And people just understand we're just trying to make light of a serious issue because addiction is very serious, and if you have a problem, get help.
Yeah, on a 100% serious note, if any of you are having these problems, call somebody.
Yeah,
or just stop. Like, God, what's wrong? No, I'm just kidding. I know it's not easy.
and we can also say on a real note, I think every one of us have family members that have suffered from addiction.
Oh,
so
yes.
We know it destroys families and it destroys lives, and just getting past all that. Let's move past that.
But yeah, it's very sad anyway.
It is very sad. It was so tragic. Another time you feel so fucking bad for Jesse, even though sometimes he makes his own bed, you know, he lays in it, but
Here's the thing. There's reason that you feel bad for Jesse, more so than you'll ever feel bad for Walt. Although I don't know why you wouldn't feel bad for Walt. He's a great guy.
Exactly.
Great guy.
It's true.
You can tell even kind of in the beginning, you can tell that Jesse's not actually like, he's an idiot, but he's not like, he's like Corey said, he's a lovable idiot. Like he's actually got kind of, yeah, he has a heart, he has morals. Maybe his moral compass is sometimes a little skewed, but like he still has them. And it's extremely apparent in the later seasons, but like it's hard not to feel bad for him.
It is. He's a very sympathetic character.
I felt bad for Jesse most of the show.
I feel bad for any of Jesse's girls.
Actually, that actually works for a song reference and his poor fucking girls, man. Andrea too.
I really wish I had one of them, though.
Yeah, I wish I had one of them. Guys, why can't I find a girl like that? No, but Jesse's acting in the fucking in the final episode, ABQ, the final episode of the season, man, when he's like in that trap house and Walt comes to pick him up, fucking Aaron Paul's acting.
It's one of the hardest moments to watch.
That was probably the moment where I'm like, this kid fucking is keeping up with Bryan Cranston.
Oh, you know what? Okay, Mike was in the show twice. He's the one that takes him there. I forgot about that.
When Walt's trying to walk in that fucking trap house, it's like, oh, Walt, don't, dude. You're already fucking out of place.
Just exist in there.
You're right, just exists. No, but when he finds Jesse and Jesse's just like, well, man, when Walt just like starts to pick him up and Jesse just like puts his hands around him and just starts bawling, like, I killed her, it's my fault. Like, Walt, you piece of shit. Even though we have already talked about it, it's a little bit Jesse's fault. It's a little bit.
That's all I know.
That's all I know. It's a little bit Jesse's fault. It's a little Jane's fault. It's a little Walt's fault. It might even be Jane's dad's fault for not putting her into rehab or jail.
Jane's addiction.
You son of a bitch. That's perfect.
You did it.
I hate it when Mike's actually funny. But yeah, one of the most powerful scenes I think in the entire show is that interaction between Jesse and Walt.
Oh yeah. What kind of drives me nuts about that moment is, even though Walt is the reason she died, like, because he could have 100% saved her, you could tell he genuinely actually feels bad for Jesse.
Right.
It's kind of weird. It's just it's a really weird situation. Like, because you don't
like, he wanted to tell him what happened.
You don't know if you want to actually like kind of feel bad for Walt and like actually be like, oh, look at him, he's actually being there for Jesse. But at the same time, you're like, you fucking dick.
Because it is like a father-son relationship, but it's a very fucked up, manipulative father-son relationship.
The best father figure that Jesse ever had was Mike Ehrmantraut.
That's very true. That's 100% true. Mike fucking loves Jesse.
Yeah, before Mike, his own father sucked, and Walt sucked.
Which makes you hate Walt fucking even more, but that's season 5. We'll get to fuck you, Walt.
Walt's just misunderstood.
He's just misunderstood. But when Walt lets Jane die, it's like you have that moral dilemma of, you can save this girl's life, or you could potentially save your life and Jesse's life. Like, because like he said, they might have been dead within a week from overdose if they had all that money. They might have just moved to fucking... He
wasn't wrong there.
Where'd they want to go? They wanted to move to fucking, like, New Zealand. They could have just moved to New Zealand and...
Yeah. But why do you think...
Live in one of those hobbit houses.
This to me, I feel like there's kind of like... There's multiple reasons why he could have done it. I don't think it's never actually stated why he does it. Why do you think Walt lets her die? Do you think it's because she blackmailed him? Or do you think it's because...
I think it's because with her not in the picture, he could control Jesse again.
Well, that was the other thing. I was like, is it because she blackmailed him? Is it because of Jesse?
It was all of the above. She was going to fuck his life up.
Is it mainly because she's a threat to the business? Is it more because he actually cares about Jesse and he doesn't want to see him? That's
what I mean. Like,
I think it was less caring about Jesse in that point.
Probably because he's very egotistical.
I think it was mostly selfish.
Walt does care about Jesse.
He does,
but
that specifically,
that's not top priority on his list.
That specifically, I don't think saving Jesse's life there came into his mind at all.
We will get to it when we talk about season 5, but Walt caring about Jesse is ultimately what leads to his downfall.
It definitely is, yeah. Except when it comes to you.
But we can't really talk about it. But
no.
that whole season 5, what you're talking about, he went into that knowing there was no
right. But if it wouldn't have been for Jesse in the first place, he would have never
fucking rat.
Right.
Fucking rat. What great fucking callback to season 1. Like, what are you wearing, a wire? A wire. Like, no, Jesse would never wear a wire. I mean, yeah, I guess that'll do it. You guys have any other thoughts or anything you want to talk about before we call it an episode?
I do. Okay, I have one very serious thought that I want to get out.
All right, what do you got?
Breaking Bad is awesome.
Yes, it is, Mike. To check out some of my other stuff, you can check me out on YouTube at Baker Reviews. Sometimes I post 2 videos a week. Sometimes I post 1 video a month. So who knows?
He's very consistent, guys.
I'm very consistent. Consistency is key.
He's
and
consistently inconsistent.
Hey,
that's consistency right there.
That sounds like some cliche, like cover punk band or something. We are consistently inconsistent.
That's not going to fit on a t-shirt.
That should be your tagline.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Welcome to Baker Reviews.
Consistently inconsistent.
But check me out at Baker Reviews on YouTube.com. I just did Thor, Love, and Thunder. I just covered The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage.
I have yet to see that. I hear it's amazing.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, I don't know what I think of it. Check out my review. Maybe I hate it.
He doesn't, guys.
I don't.
He's already gushed about it in a couple episodes.
I have. Corey, where can they find us on the socials?
They can find us on Facebook. We're just Culture Shocked Podcast. On Instagram, we're Culture Shock 21, and on Twitter, we are CS Podcast 21. Please get on there and talk to me. I like hearing from all you guys. Please rate and review us 5 stars everywhere you get your podcasts. I am going to try and do a little more with the YouTube channel, so if you want to follow that, I'm going to start putting stuff on there the best I can. So that's where you can follow us.
Someday I plan on putting out a video on there about Darth Vader. It's going to be amazing.
What? And Heisenberg?
Maybe Heisenberg, it'll be a different video, but yes.
They're very misunderstood.
I'm going to do character spotlights on all these.
Call
the
video
characters.
Misunderstood father figures.
Goku will be one of those then.
Yes. We don't know what we're doing next week, so I'm not going to lead us into it.
So here's what we're going to do next week. We're going to get together and we're going to talk probably about something pop culture related.
That's bold.
Probably get derailed a little bit.
Stop giving everything away.
You got to keep them coming back for more. You
can't keep them leaving or leave them wanting more, Mike. You're giving them too much.
Hold on. We got to give a good description somewhere.
Oh. Anyways, so that's going to do it for all of us here at Culture Shocked. As always, thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us 5 stars wherever you get your podcasts, and tell us who your favorite cast member is, just because that would be awesome.
It's totally me.
I fucked Ted.